Yeah! Okay guys, so welcome to round 2 of your one-step equations tutorials. I got something stuck in my back pocket. We're gonna get that out because it's gonna be uncomfortable. And on this one, we're gonna be doing multiplication and division. So in chapter 1, we did addition and subtraction, really easy. If you work through the practice problems at the end too, you've already killed it, so piece of cake. So yeah, I guess let's get started. Like I can't think of anything else cool to put here. Okay, let's begin with drawing our smiley face, because why not? And actually we'll expand this out a little bit. You can begin each session either doing a smiley face or doing any type of small drawing. It doesn't really matter. I personally like smiley face. You can do what you want. Carrot, watermelon, I don't care. All right, so let's begin with that. Let's begin. Should we do pink? Let's not do pink. Let's do like a deep blue. Yeah. Put some freckles on it this time. Let's go. Bet. Okay. Alrighty. So today we're going to be multiplying and dividing one-step equations. This is going to be very similar to what we did before. We're trying to get x alone, and we're going to do that by using multiplication and division instead of addition and subtraction. So let's get to it. All right. So let's take a practice problem, and let's say it's going to be 2x minus, or not even a minus. Let's just do 2x equals 4, okay? X is not alone, and I know it looks like x may be alone because you don't see like a plus 4 or you don't see like a minus 2 or anything like that. But x is not alone because there's a giant freaking 2 there. And we don't want anything attached to the x except for 1. You can have 1x because 1x is the same as x, so that's fine. But 2 and anything else like attached to it, no go. So we got to get this thing alone. Now, unlike before where we had plus and minuses, this time we've got 2 being multiplied by x. But the rule, like I told you before, is exactly the same. What you do to one side, do to the other, and get x alone. Do that, and you win. Piece of cake. So the opposite of multiplying to, sorry, my brain like sneezed just then. The opposite of multiplying to is dividing to. So let's do that. I'm gonna divide 2x by 2. And I'm gonna divide 4 by 2. Because what I do to one side, I must do to the other, okay? Stay with me here so you can kind of see how that'll work. 2x divided by 2 is gonna be 1x, and let me explain why. When you divide 2x by 2, what you're really doing is dividing the 2 by 2 and leaving the x alone. Does it make sense? So we'll do a couple of these until it makes sense. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and then I'm simply bringing the x on down. So if I were to show you kind of what I'm actually doing, I'm bringing the x down, and then I'm dividing 2 by 2 to get 1, and that's how I get 1x. I'm gonna bring my equation, nice, my equal sign down, and then 4 divided by 2 is, hopefully you've already got that, 2, all right? Now, and I'll rewrite this down here. 1x is the same thing as x. So and I think your teachers may be okay with this too. Once you get 1x, you can probably leave it as like 1x. Like the true, like good, not want to say good, but a nice clean way to do it is simply to write x, because 1 times x is x. But I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that probably your teachers won't mind you just leaving it as 1x. Like they're the same thing, and if it helps you understand it better, who cares? You can, you know, dump off your 1 later. Like for now, I'm happy with you just having 1x down there. But if your teacher wants you to leave it as just x, then do what they want you to do. Okay, so I might have just closed out the iPad, which means I had to resync all 3 of these devices because I'm recording. Y'all, I'm recording right here on this video. I got the audio down here and I've got the iPad down here. So I had to sync all 3 again. Oof. Yeah. But anywho, so where are we leaving off, right? So I said, yeah, so 1x, once you get to 1x, happy with that, fine, cool. But we're gonna rewrite it down here just to be clean. 1x is the same thing as x, so I'll just rewrite it as x equals 2. Again, if you feel comfortable leaving it as 1x equals 2, I'm fine with that too. Check with your teacher, but I'm cool with you leaving it as 1x. It's not good form. It's cleaner to do it as x equals 2, but just know that these two answers are the exact same thing. And if If this over here makes more sense to you, please just do it for now. If it makes more sense to you, you can always learn to drop off the 1 later on. I'm cool with that. All right, so let's try a couple more of these because I understand that first one may have been a little tricky. Let's do 5x equals 10. Okay, 5 and x are being multiplied by each other. That's why there's literally a, oh my God. Okay, sync number 2. Okay, I definitely just hit the lock symbol again, so I had to resync these again. All right, so 5x equals 10, okay? So 5 is being multiplied by x, right? And the opposite of multiplying 5 is dividing 5. So I'm gonna divide both sides by 5. Because remember, what you do to one side, you must do to the other. And it's all about getting x alone. We don't want a 5 on the x. We don't want a 10 on the x. We don't want anything on the x, except for 1. 1's okay. Anything else, we don't want it, okay? So let's divide the left side by 5. And we're gonna divide the right side by 5, okay? Let's go ahead and bring down our equal sign first. 5 divided by 5. And remember, I'm just gonna go ahead and bring down the x. 5 divided by 5 is 1, okay? Bring down your equal sign. I think I sort of did that here, didn't mean to, sorry. And then, and then 10 divided by 5 is 2. 1x equals 2. And again, it's nice and clean to write it as simply x equals 2, but if you're more comfortable leaving it as this 1x equals 2, I don't think anybody's gonna bark about that just yet. Not in middle school. You know, you wanna kind of work that out by 9th grade, because yeah, just kind of work that out later on, but hey, if that 1x looks cleaner to you, fine, cool, because you've worked it through, okay? Really good job. That's all there is to using that multiplication. Let's take it a step further. Let's say you've got 2x plus 1 equals 5, okay? This is the exact same process. Now here's what I recommend when you're doing these, okay? Go ahead and do your addition and subtraction first, just get that out the way, and then do your multiplication and division. You don't have to do it that way, but that's what I recommend. So let me show you what I mean, okay? On here you got 2x plus 1, so I've got two things bombarding my x. We've got plus 1 and we've got a 2 on it, so we got to get rid of this stuff. But remember, let's get rid of the simple stuff first. Let's get rid of simple stuff first, okay? So let's go ahead and subtract 1, because that's the opposite of adding 1. Let's subtract 1 over here. And what that's going to leave us with is, sorry, let me change colors here. These get canceled out because 1 minus 1 is 0. Bring down your 2x. Bring down your equal sign. 5 minus 1 is, right, 4, okay? And if this is ever moving too fast and you want to work it out, just pause it in between steps, okay? But 2x equals 4. And then on this next step, this should look pretty familiar, right? Let me go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. This should look pretty familiar because this is what we were just working on just now. Simple things with just multiplication and another number. So, the opposite of multiplying 2 on an x is dividing it by 2. So now we're going to apply that rule. So I'll divide this by 2, and I'll divide this by 2. Simple. Bring down the bar. Bring down my x. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Bring down your equal sign. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Good. And ta-da, if you want to leave it there again, I'm happy with that, fine, for now. However, it's not good form. Good form would be to leave it as simply x equals 2. That's your cleanest form. So for those of you who like to look fresh on your test, let your answers be clean too. X equals 2 is much cleaner than 1x equals 2, but they are both the same answer, and I'm perfectly fine with you having the first if that makes more sense to you. You can work out the details later. Now, let's try another one. Let's go and do, let's see, let me find a good one here. Let's do 5x plus 3 equals 23. Okay? All right. You try to work this one for just a second and go ahead and pause me here. And if you haven't paused me yet, do it! Okay. Okay, Hopefully you've already worked it out and paused it because I'm getting ready to work it out. So that's on you if you didn't. Okay, here we go. So again, let's do the simple stuff first. Okay, let's do the simple stuff. Let's subtract the 3 out of here because we've got 2 things blocking the x. We got a 5x and we got a plus 3. So let's do the simple stuff first. Minus 3 on this side. What you do to one side, you must do to the other. Subtract 3 here too. I'm gonna go ahead and bring down the equal sign. Put down my bar. And what are we left with? 3 minus 3 cancels out. Gonna bring down the 5x because we didn't do anything to that yet. 20, we're going to bring down the equal sign. Oh, or just realized I'm doing this in the wrong color. 5x equals, or bring down my equal sign, sorry. And 23 minus 3 is 20. All right, and now we've got ourselves in a nice position. Remember, we did these at the start and these were the most simple. It's simply 5x equals 20. At this point, all you gotta do is divide that larger number out because that's the only thing you're dealing with is multiplication. So the opposite of multiplying 5 is dividing by 5, right? And so what you do to one side, you must do to the other. Let's bring down our equal sign. Changing colors. And let's divide this by 5. And now you're ready. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Go ahead and bring down your x. Bring down your equal sign. And 20 divided by 5 is, cool, 4. And ta-da, you're done. You got your nice final answer. 1x equals 4. Or if you want to be super clean, because you know that's not clean, but if you want to do it super clean, x equals 4. Now you're done. Remember, these 2 answers are one and the same. Really good job. Okay, so fine, that's how you deal with multiplication, okay? And I think that's a good place to leave you with some practice problems. We're gonna do division in a separate video, okay? And then in the video after that, we're gonna bring it all together, all right? So let's go to some practice problems. I'm gonna give you the following. Hang on, let me see if I can dig up some here. Oh God, I'm gonna have to make them up. I didn't want to make up problems. Ah! All right, that's fine. All right, I'm gonna give you a couple. Here we go. 6c equals 18. And remember, C, A, B, D, it doesn't matter what it is, just solve for the letter, whatever. Let's do negative 8x equals 24. Let's do 5x equals 100. Let's do 6x plus 3 equals 21. Let's do 4x plus 12 equals 24. And let's do 7x minus 4 equals 24. All right? Take a moment to pause the video here so you can work through these on your own. Take your time. Take your time. Let it make sense to you. Math is all about practice and giving yourself time to learn it. And if you don't get them right this first time, that's fine. Go back, rework it, and see if you can see a different way to work it. Math is like everything else in life. Time, practice, fun, and love. Okay? All right. Here we go. I'm getting ready to write the answers. If you have not worked it out, pause now. Hopefully you've worked it out because I'm getting ready to put the answers, and if you haven't, you need to pause right now. I want you to see the answers before we work it out. Okay, hopefully you've worked it out because I'm going to write the answers. All right, here we go. All right, your answer to number 1 is going to be C equals 3. Your answer for number 2 is going to be x equals negative 3. Your answer for number 3 is going to be x equals 20. Your answer for number 4 is going to be x equals 3. Your answer for number 5 is going to be x equals 3. Sorry, I didn't circle these. And then your answer for number 6 is going to be x equals 4. All right? Hopefully you got all those. If you missed any, rewind this video, go back and have a look at how we work those out, and then see if you can work these through. In fact, I'll give you a bonus challenge. Pretend like you're a teacher and go through your work and see if you can figure out what part of it you maybe got off. And if you got them all right already, great, congratulations. Happens with practice. And if you didn't, great, congratulations. You're trying. Part of being good at stuff is knowing how to be bad at it. So, missing problems is actually pretty useful as long as you learn how to correct them afterwards. Okay, that's it for multiplying. On our next chapter, we'll be dividing one-step equations. And then after that, we'll put it all together and you will be an official one-step master. See you later.